The body horror of the Manananggal, your worst nightmare. There are many monsters in the dark of the night which haunt us. It seems that the human psyche can be endlessly creative in conceiving such terrors, but the Manananggal, we have conjured something truly unpleasant. The Manananggal, also known as the Filipino aswang, is an evil spirit who's known for detaching her torso from the lower part of the body. The torso would then fly away with leathery wings, attacking the bedrooms of unwary houses and eating infants or unborn babies. The name of this creature originated from the Filipino word tanggal, named for the torso separation. There are many variations and different stories, but there are common areas in which many agree. For instance, Manananggal can either be a male or female, as the story says, but the myths mostly depict it as a lady's evil spirit. Myths and legends, as per the mythology of the Philippines, the Manananggal or self-segmenter tends to choose some isolated place to leave the lower half of her body while she heads out to hunt children, and right at the moment when she separates from the lower half of their body, she gains the ability to fly, of all things. Following that, she goes on a search for all the houses where a pregnant woman resides, and once she finds a victim suitable for her desires, the Manananggal would then attack from the roof of the house. Squatting on the roof of the house, she inserts her long tongue through the top of the roof onto the womb of the pregnant lady, who will probably be asleep during the night hours, and she uses her tongue to puncture the wound of the sleeping lady to suck out the fetus. Can you imagine this mythology? She can also be a danger to full-grown adults. When not eating infants or unborn babies from the mother's womb, she also likes to seduce men using her beauty. Luring them to some private place, she then turns on them and eats them alive. Wow. Some stories say that the Manananggal prefers eating only the organs of humans being done away with this in this fashion, such as the stomach, liver, or heart. But the stories all agree that she is dangerous and predatory and powerful. In different stories, the Manananggal is also referred to as a sorceress who visits barrios and villages looking for victims. She uses her will to exert dominion over lesser beings, and some mythological creatures such as Sigbin or Wakwak are also said to be her servants or pets. She is a devil woman. The Manananggal is described in tales as an older yet beautiful woman with the capability of separating her body from the lower half to show her devil side at night. And when separated, she looks like a huge bat with vast dark wings and attacks only pregnant women who are asleep and are not suspecting any mishap. Manananggals are represented as terrifying and supernatural entities, and they consume human blood, especially infants. And this mythological creature has a specific haunting presence, and you may be alerted to her presence by the peculiar sound she makes, a creaking, rasping click, as strange tick-tick. Thus, if you hear a tick-tick sound, it is an indication that Manananggal is in your proximity, and when the sound turns out to be louder, it means she is far away from you. But when the sound turns softer, the creature is closer, of all things. Every evil spirit has some form of weakness, and for the Manananggal, it's sunlight. When Manananggal turns herself into her monstrous form, sunlight is the deadliest weakness for her. If her body stays separated till dawn, she cannot survive and will die. As per the myths and legends, it's said that people must look for her lower torso, which she tends to leave behind for hunting at night, and keep her from reforming until dawn. In other words, reattaching herself. This is done with garlic, ash, and salt, which should be placed over the exposed flesh and will prevent the monster from recombining with the lower half of her body, which will leave her vulnerable to sunlight. Some small containers of ash, raw rice, salt, or the scent of burning rubber are also meant to deter Manananggal from attacking one's house. So I guess we have to throw salt around our house, or ash, or raw rice, or burning rubber. Now, apart from trying all the remedies To kill this creature, you should also be ready to defend yourselves at all times. You must keep sharp objects with you at all times as defense. And to be more clear, it's better to have sharp defense weapons either made of some blessed metals or silver, as they might repel the supernatural being from attacking you. Also, don't follow strange older women to secluded places. Oh my goodness. If you find yourself too frightened to face Manananggal, there are places she can't go. It's better for all but the bravest to seek refuge at some holy place until the night passes by. A psychological terror she is. In the spectrum of Philippine mythology, Manananggal is one of the extensive family of various creatures that share some obsessions with entrails and blood. Manananggals represent the deep cultural fears and the various societal constructs, especially around societal norms and femininity. The Manananggals, alongside other creatures from the Philippine myths, are known to embody the moral lessons and fears that are being passed down from generation to generation. In Southeast Asia, there are some variations in the presence of Manananggals depending on the individual cultures. The attack of Manananggal on a pregnant mother is indicated by the anxieties that one faces about risky childbirth, especially in rural and remote areas, as this creature potentially attacks newborns, pregnant ladies, newborns, and even newlyweds. You can conclude that Manananggals look for vulnerabilities in people before attacking them. Are you afraid of the terrifying Manananggal? Pregnancy, predation, and childbirth, far from modern medicine, will be the underlying cause, and in this form, she is truly dangerous. This is by Bipin Dimri on Historic Mysteries. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.